just a girl in the world. I'm a girl. Long time no see. Not really though. I don't really have nothing on my head right now. It's not my fault. Like, I had a wig on, but I also want to come as my truest self. Like, this is the church to me. I want to come as my truest, most authentic self on the podcast. And this is it. This is real. This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. I got the light down on me. But anyways, first things first, call, contact, email, show up to their house with a pitchfork, whatever you gotta do. Contact your representatives and demand a ceasefire at a Gaza, goddamn. Like, if you don't know what's going on, like, what the hell are you, Patrick Star? You nigga, you living under a rock? Like, it's not that hard to be educated. So because of that, because of Zionists or Zionist sympathizers like Brittany Broski, I have to take her place. Let's speak on the Brittany Broski situation. Girl, she gonna say, I'm an influencer. How? This is so dystopian where influencers have to actually use their influencer power for something that actually matters. But no, because we are too stupid, we're not allowed to talk about issues, international issues. She think it's not our place. Girl, then what's the point of having a platform? Like, literally, what is the point? That was just so stupid, and really it broke my heart because I loved her podcast. I loved how I always learned something new in her podcast. She always brought in facts and research and stuff, and it was funny. I haven't watched her shit since then, since she made those dumbass statements. Even if she recants it, that's how you truly feel at the end of the day. You don't care about shit unless it directly affects you, and that's not cool. So anyways, yeah, let me insert this TikTok real quick.
I need your attention now. We just launched a toolkit that allows you to automatically send emails to your representatives demanding a ceasefire every time you open Instagram. Yes, you heard that right. This tool allows you to automatically send emails in certain times of the day, when you open certain apps, or whenever brings you the most joy. If you are looking to make a daily impact moving forward, as a result of quick actions right now, listen up. Follow the instructions in our free Palestine tool in our bio, and get those emails flowing. Comment which action you chose to trigger an email.
So basically, this makes it way easier for y'all to contact your representatives. Like, I gotta show y'all the proof. Like, baby, I be sending these in daily. Cause what you talking about? I'm gonna keep contacting them. So I ain't got nobody else left to contact for real. Like, it literally makes it so easy. Like, look at all those emails. Look at all those emails. Look at all those emails. Like, and then it says, on day 146, I am reaching out to you today as an unsettled constituent to beg of you to advocate for the enduring ceasefire in Gaza and a guarantee that more arms are not given to the Israeli government, because literally our tax dollars are supporting a full-on genocide, and it's actually insane how many people, how many children, how many women have been slain, literally slain. Like, it's incomprehensible. It's hard for us to really even understand on how much death and destruction has happened on such a large scale, on such a large magnitude, but it has happened. And we really need help. We really need something. If you feel insignificant, if you feel like your voice don't matter, if you feel like sending in these emails ain't gonna do shit, that's a part of the problem. You're falling right into the trap. You're falling right into the trap because these elitists, the U.S. government, they want you to feel that way. They want you to feel like you can't make a change. You can't do anything, that what you do is insignificant. That's not true. We have so much power, especially power in numbers. Like, no ants. Do people not know how ants work? We are the people. They're like, we the people. Like, I know the government's folks. I know it's a lot to take in. My best advice to give you, focus on one issue a day. If you can focus on one issue a day, it makes it a lot more manageable. If you look at the silent genocide in the Congo, if you look at stuff happening in other places of the world, if you look at the blood diamond epidemic, I just found out about the blood diamonds. Like, it's a lot. And I try to distance myself from the woke side of TikTok, even though I know awareness is power, but sometimes you do have to protect your mental health. But don't protect your mental health at the cost of Palestinian children and women. Just saying. Next. Who sent me a chat? I don't be on Snapchat, so people be sending me Snapchats. I'll be like, why are you Snapchatting me? I don't Snapchat people for real. Like, the only way I Snapchat somebody if it's like a crush, like if it's a boy that I like. But besides that, I'm not doing that because what I look like snapping. Anyway, she may be looking at the title and just think, why would I make an episode about this? Why does this concern me? Why do I care? Well, I don't really know. There's two very strong canon events that led to this moment right here. The first event was me watching starting Salt Lake City, The Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 4, right? I haven't watched all the seasons because, like, I don't even know. Someone told me on TikTok or YouTube that it was going dumb on that season. It was going dumb because of this new housewife named Monica. And I didn't really know much about Mormonism. That's what it's called. Or I think they call it that, or LDS, Latter-day Saints. I think that's just a huge sector of Mormonism. I think Mormonism was a offensive term back in the day, but now they like reclaimed the word. So Mormon isn't that bad of a term, but I'm just gonna say Mormonism just like as a general umbrella statement, even though that's not like the exact correct terminology. I actually did a lot of research on this, and I have so many like random facts about this that I don't even know if are all the way true or accurate. So if I say anything that's wrong, correct me down in the comments unless you're Mormon, because you're probably brainwashed, baby. Like you don't need to be watching this anyway. So anyways, Salt Lake City, girl, I didn't know that's where Mormonism originated, and they was talking a lot about it in the show, but I really didn't understand. I know this one housewife, Heather, the one who look inbred. It's so fucked up to say because she kind of do low key, like they kind of ate with that. Vonte's, or was it Mary who said it? Mary, she's my favorite housewife of all time. She is so funny. She's definitely autistic, like 100%, and I just love her. Absolutely love her down. Heather, she came out with this book called Bad Mormon, basically her leaving the Mormon faith and all this type of stuff. They did mention these things called garments, and I really didn't understand what that was, so I did my own research about it. But I completely changed like my entire worldview about this. So there's Lisa Barlow, her son Jack. He just like gave his life, 2 years of his life, I think, to do a missionary trip somewhere in the world, and he will be gone, and he will do all these things and like yada yada yada. First of all, I don't even believe in missionary trips because what the fuck y'all be doing? When I think about Christianity and Mormonism, the origin of Mormonism isn't under Christianity, even though, because they have very, I don't know, their beliefs, we'll get into that later. Anyways, I don't believe in missionary trips. It just gives off weird sexual abuse trips. That's what it gives off. I don't know what it is, because you tell me you go into not really a marginalized, but a poor socioeconomic place, and then you're trying to tell them the way to salvation, the way to heaven, because y'all really don't have a heaven or hell, is through Mormonism. Like, this just seems weird. And then they go in pairs and stuff, and like, if Scientology called y'all weird, then y'all weird. Like, it's really that simple. Scientology called y'all out. They did. They really did. And that's when I knew this shit is real. This shit is real crazy. So anyways, back to the Salt Lake City. So like, yeah, her son going on this missionary trip, and Heather was like, baby, are you sure you want to do this? Like, did we all go to the same church? Why am I the only one talking against this stuff? Why am I the only one questioning my faith? Like, we all have the same questions. We all have the same problems with it. You know, just breaking up honest concern. And Lisa just shuts that shit down, really giving culty, and saying no. At first I just thought it was petty drama, but maybe it could be some truth behind this. Lisa was basically saying everybody has their own path, everybody has their own relationship with God, which is true. Like, she ate with that. But still though, shouldn't you like wonder, your child was gonna leave for 2 years wouldn't you want to know more information about this? Like, what they actually going to be doing? Like, can you come and see? Can you visit him? Like, I'm not understanding. You're not going to see him for 2 years? What you mean you won't be able to see him? Like, I wasn't understanding none of that, because that sounds like straight up isolation. That's how they get you deeper in. And Jack, whatever her son name is, he seemed like a good boy. He seemed like a bubbly, uppity type of boy. So of course he'll be a good candidate for this. And I was like, dang, this is how the Colts get you. They go after the bright, bubbly boys, the bubbly people, because they know those are the best recruiters. That's how they get people in, further in. And then, like, I was wondering, and while I was watching the show, is everybody Mormon? Like, I understand. I'm from the Bible Belt of Louisiana. I know we have a lot of Baptist, Catholics, other stuff, other things, non-denominational. We have a lot of different denominations here. So, like, I guess it's like, it's not like that, but it kind of is like that. Like, I was talking shit about Salt Lake City, like how religious it is, but it's no different from North Louisiana. So, like, I kind of really related to that part of the story, where how it just feels so conforming, where you have to conform and think a certain way, but we have a bit more leniency. I think Whitney too, she has some problems with it. But actually, let's talk about the show itself. First things first, Monica, she kind of ate down. Do I agree with what she did? No, not really. But I still want her on the show. I'm so sad she's not going to be on the next season, because the housewives don't want to work with her. She too hard to work with, or they fear their lives and da-da-da-da-da. You ain't got to be her friend. Ain't nobody saying you got to be her friend. But then you trying to get her away from her bag? Ooh, 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 ooh. What the fuck? How did that even happen? Like, don't piss me off. Like, you trying to get her from her bag? Like, that's actually insane. That's anti-black, too. That's why she was talking to Lisa like that. Because, Lisa, you know you classist. And you know you wrong. Because, girl, talking about that $40,000 ring, girl, don't nobody care. In the words of Kourtney Kardashian, don't nobody care. I don't think she said it like that, but give or take. So I'm just confused on Lisa, like, girl, you lame, and you the reason why she not coming back on the show for real. Cause Heather, she done lied. I found this out during the reunion. She done lied on the producers, almost got one of the producers fired by telling a lie. But Monica, she tell a lie, and now she off the show. That don't make no sense, and you can't tell me ain't no white privilege right there. But that's besides the point. Monica, girl, like, I'm not sure if she's Mormon, but she ate down. Like, I just loved her season. I just loved her dialogues. I love how she, like, ate everybody up. I love how it was her versus everybody. Like, I love Bermuda. It was just such a good show, and I really recommend it. Like, I think I'm going to watch the first 3 seasons now, and I'm really in my housewife era, because I want to be bougie and rich just like them. It's just manifestation things. Like, if you know, you know. So anyways, who else do I like? I don't really like that many people in the show. Like, Monica's cool, but she's not really like someone that I really like. I don't really like Angie. I do like Meredith. I ain't gonna lie. Meredith is actually really funny. Like, she old, but she funny though. It's always a Meredith on the show. Meredith reminds me of Leanne off the first few seasons of Dallas, the Housewives of Dallas. That's what she reminds me of. But the second, okay, so that's the first canon event that happened. The first catalyst, right? Me learning about that show and me watching the show and just uncovering this world of Mormonism, right? The second incident happened with Nara Smith. If you don't know who Nara Smith is, this is who she is. I don't know what it is, but I'm so obsessed with this certain genre of TikTokers. And I don't even know how to explain it, because I don't want to like get clipped and then get misconstrued. So I'm gonna try to like articulate it, but I don't have the words to do so.
Let's do our makeup together while I tell you a few facts about me, because there's so many new people on here. So hi everyone. My full name is Nara Aziza Smith. I was born on September 27th, 2001. So I'm 22 years old and I'm a Libra. I was born in Bloemfontein, South Africa. My mom's South African, my dad's German, and we moved to Germany when I was about 3 months old, because I guess they wanted me to grow up in Germany. I've lived in Frankfurt, Germany my entire life. We never moved, and I speak 2 languages, English and German. Deutsch und Englisch sind beide meine Muttersprachen. And then as soon as I turned 18, I moved to California, even though I'd never been before. I'm the oldest of 3 siblings. I have a younger sister who's 18, and then I have a younger brother who's 20. I also have a half brother on my mom's side who lives in South Africa. When I was 14, I got scouted by a modeling agency, and I've been doing modeling ever since then. That's also how I met my husband. After 6 months of dating, we got married and then had 2 kids and were pregnant with our 3rd. We have a daughter, her name is Rumble, and we have a son, his name is Slim. My husband also has a daughter from his previous relationship. I've always wanted to be a young mom because growing up, my dad would always tell us that he regrets having kids later in life. So I took that advice, and it's one of the best decisions I could have made, and I know it's not for everyone. I was always very mature and independent and did a lot of things at a very young age. So I never feel like I'm missing out on any of the partying, any of that, because I've done all of that. I grew up playing a lot of instruments, from the saxophone to the flute to the piano, but I ended up playing the piano for about 8 years, I think. I also worked at a smoothie shop while I was in high school. I was just so slow that no one really wanted to work with me, so I got overwhelmed and quit. I'm a very routine, organized person, so I do not do well if I'm not on a routine. When I finished high school, my plan was to study marine biology, but my plan shifted, and now I'm cooking a lot more and being on social media. I know that my religion is a very hot topic on the internet. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still learning and figuring out my own faith. I'm not in any way a hardcore Mormon or anything like that. I don't wear garments. I didn't get married in the temple. Both me and my husband are on our own journeys and figuring out how we want to raise our kids. I've always loved cooking, but I just recently, in the past year, have gotten really passionate about it. It all started when I was dealing with really severe eczema, and I had to make sure that what I put in my body would be good for my body, and that's kind of how I got into nutrition and food and cooking. Also, my regular lip combo is MAC lip liner and cork, and then I either do the Benetint or the Beneflora in the middle, and then sometimes I do a gloss on top, or I do the brown Summer Fridays Dream Lip Oil. I line my lips and then I go in with this. I've also never gotten anything done to my face. A lot of people think I've gotten lip filler, which I have not. And there we go.
It's time for me to do my first everything shower in the new house. First up is scalp oil. Little head massage with my wooden comb.
That bad was happening.
Oh. My hair is very tangled and very dry. We need to give it some love today. So I'm gonna put my hair up into a bun for like an hour. I'll get in the shower.
Wow, Mom, I love your bun.
Thanks. Did a quick little workout and then I jumped right into my body care. I love dry brushing on my everything shower day. Then it was straight into the shower. The first thing I like to tackle is my hair because I like to let my hair mask sit while I do the rest of my body care. Today I did a combo of some of my favorite Aveda products. I did the Nutriplenish shampoo and the Botanical Repair mask. I always detangle my hair under running water. I feel like it makes the process so much faster. Then I just tie my hair up with a little clip so it's out of the way, and I finish the rest of my shower. So I shave, exfoliate, all that good stuff. After I get out of the shower, I do some hydrating skincare on my face and my body. And then if I'm feeling really motivated, I will go right ahead and do my twists right then and there. Sometimes I end up feeling lazy after the everything shower because it requires so much energy, so I just put off doing my twists. But future me is always very grateful to myself for doing it all at the same time, because then I'm done.
Anyways, it's a certain genre of light-skinned women that are like really soft-spoken, that are really feminine, and they just like they live a domestic life, not a trad wife, because we're gonna get into that later about what a trad wife even is, like what y'all be talking about. But anyways, yeah, it's just this very specific genre. Like, they don't all have to cook like Nora Smith. They don't all have to be cookers, but they still do things around how they do domesticated chores. That's the point. And I just love this genre, the soft life, light-skinned women aspect. And I'm not saying they have to be light-skinned for me to enjoy it, because I love all soft life TikToks, but it's a certain type of genre. Like, I don't know how to differentiate themselves from the other part of that genre, but like, it's a specific, like a biracial, ambiguous woman, because I don't know what it is, but they eat every time. They eat every time. And because they eat so hard, people hate them so much. So with the Nora Smith controversy, everybody on black Twitter and a little bit of white Twitter, they're going after her saying she can't cook, which is a damn lie. If you say Nora Smith can't goddamn cook, that's a projection, and you're jealous and you're bitter and you're disgusting and I hate you. Anyways, they said she can't cook. They said she a trad wife. First of all, she's not a trad wife because first of all, she's a whole model. Like, do nobody know what she do? Do anybody see, like, right now she's blowing up while she's pregnant with her third child. She has 3 children under 3. So yeah, I guess when she's like pregnant, she's not doing this much. But I've been watching her since the beginning. I've been watching her, but since since her second child, I don't know. I've been watching her for a long time, right? Really since the beginning. And it's so crazy to me that people don't know that she's a working woman. Like, she literally met her husband while they was doing a job. They're models. They're literally models. Trad wife implies they don't have nothing. They don't have no job. They don't have no business. They don't have no Etsy shop. That's what the trad wife implies. It's basically a housewife, but with nothing else besides the dependent income of their spouse. That's what a trad wife is. That's why trad wives are very dangerous, because if your husband leaves you, you have nothing left to your name. And we've seen this happen on the Real Housewives a few times. So I think that's what a trad wife is. Let me make sure. Because that's I'm just thinking she's not a trad wife. She's just a wife. Like, I'm confused. So it's a traditional role. They're not traditional because they actually split up childcare 50-50. If you actually watch the videos, you would know that. But anyways, she is so beautiful. I just love everything that she do. But another thing that she was getting canceled for on Twitter is I don't like her content. I think it's anti-feminist. How is it anti-feminist to make some damn cheeses from scratch? Then they say, oh well, that's so capitalist, because they were saying the next stage and late stage capitalism for rich people to differentiate themselves from poor people is basically having organic meals or having meals made from scratch. That's how they're going to differentiate themselves from others. I'm thinking, isn't that like contradictory? How is that capitalist? When anti-capitalism is growing your own things, making your own things from the Mother Nature, taking from the planet, and creating meals. I think we missed the plot with the word capitalism. I think we really missed the plot, because nowadays everybody is goddamn capitalist. Just because we live under capitalism doesn't make everyone a capitalist. Like, I don't even understand that people understand what they be saying. Like, if that even made sense. But that's not what I'm talking about, though. Another thing that she got canceled for, her just living her regular life. Like, her just living her life being so unproblematic is so problematic. Like, people just hate her because they want to be her. But she's Mormon. Her and her husband are Mormon. And this is when I was like, okay, so maybe Mormonism is something different from what I thought. Because everybody in the comments was like, yeah, I never trusted her ever since she said she's Mormon. Like, that's shady. That I don't Mormonism have a horrible history of this. They're anti-black. I said, anti-black. This is when I got interested for real. I was like, okay, then what is Mormonism? Like, what's all the talk about? What's all the fuss about? Like, I need to know. So anyways, back to Nora Smith. She says she's Mormon, but she's not like a devout Mormon, which is a very common like storyline with Mormons. Modern day Mormons, younger Mormons, is they're Mormon, but they're not Mormon. Like they don't wear their garments. She says she don't wear her garments. And I'm like, what are her garments? Like, so apparently garments are these underwear things, these undergarments that are blessed in the church. And then like the garments, okay, they stop like up to, actually, I think like they're like boy shorts, but a little bit longer. Like, they're actually pretty long when I saw them, and you have to wear them all the time, like under all your clothes, because they're like blessed, and you have to like do it. Not everybody does that. I don't think Heather off the Housewife does it, but that was something really interesting. Like, that seems quite devoted. Oh, so let's start with what is it for real? Like, what is it? Who started it? Why is it in Salt Lake City? And the weird things that they do. So first things first, Mormonism started like 200 years ago, a few years after America, started getting going. This is like the 13 colonies of America, not like this is pre-Louisiana Purchase America, if I'm correct. This is before Utah and the Midwest was really discovered. So this Negro, I'm gonna say John Smith, no, Adam Smith, no, Joseph Smith. He just like, dang, how can I use my failed skills as a writer, as a fiction writer, and get multiple women at the same damn time? Create a cult. So Joseph Smith, I forgot how old he was. He was like a teenager or something, and he made up this dumbass lie, because it's a lie, because he has 4 different accounts of the lie, where Jesus Christ and God came down to him in the middle of America, just say in New York, the state of New York, say, hey, you right there. Listen, the churches of the Lord are corrupt right now, and you right there are the only one that can save them. Save them from corruption and create the only valid church under the name of God. So, yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell everybody. But before he told people, he needed to have some type of proof. He needed to have some type of proof, right? So he just found these random Egyptian tablets, papyrus. I don't know what the exact terminology is, but these Egyptian papers, right? Found them, dug them up in the middle of New York, and then not translated them at all. He said this, they were the Book of Abraham. People who actually translated them say it had nothing to do with Abraham. So he used these tabs as a way to write the Book of Mormon. And then he told everybody, this is the only way, the only valid religion. This is the only way to go to heaven. Because they really don't have heaven or hell. They have something else, but we're going to get into that later. So there's a few things. No, it's a lot of things wrong with this. Like, first of all, it's said that these Egyptian tabs came from the Native Americans who are descendants of the Lamanites of Jerusalem. That's historically inaccurate. But of course, during this time period, they can't go fact check this shit. Like, they not Elon Musk. Like, they can't put in, they can't prove that what he's telling is true or not. Then he made up these 2 random ass, I forgot the names, these 2 random ethnic groups that never existed in the history of humankind. And the reason why we know this is because historians have accounts of smaller ethnic groups, and we have actual evidence of their existence. So you telling me thousands and thousands and thousands of people have no place in history? Like, we can't find no evidence of their existence? No, you lied. Wait, no one else talked about them except for you. So anyways, back to this first account. When he first saw Jesus and he saw God, they were flesh and bone. This is a really big distinction between, common Christianity and Mormonism. So there's the 3 spirits. I mean, not the 3 spirits, the 3 entities: the Holy Spirit, Christ, God, right? Holy Spirit is a spirit. It just has no body, has no form. But in Mormonism, the other 2 have actual blood, has a body, has physical flesh and bone. And I don't think, I kind of thought that was, not weird. I didn't really think nothing of it. But I think in Christianity, they're all really taught as one. They're all one thing. They're not separate from one another. They are broken up into different things, but they're still part of the same thing, if that makes sense. The Lord. So that was something that was no weird, but in some of his accounts, he didn't even talk about them. He didn't even mention Christ or God. He mentioned nothing. So that was weird, because isn't that one of the vital parts of your story? What? So this man, he weird. He really weird. But another thing that's so interesting about it is he ugly too. He ugly. This is so off. Okay. So you know how Catholicism, there's so many pictures of God and Jesus and really specifically Jesus Christ, and he's depicted, beautifully, as a very beautiful, long-haired man, Well, In Mormonism, they did the same thing. They basically yassified Joseph Smith in all depictions of him. So he looks nothing like the actual oil painting we have of him, which is the most accurate depiction of what he looks like. So first of all, it's already a level of delusion here. It's already a level of delusion because they face-tuned the fuck out of him. Anyways, so this man, he's like writing the book, but when he writes the book, right, the book was eerily similar to 3 other texts that was released during that time. Let me show y'all the text. Let me find the text. Let me find them. So one is, oh, that's not it. Okay, the history of the late war. It had like King James Version type of diction, and he basically kind of copied this. Then he also included the first book of Napoleon, and then views of the Hebrews. He basically like sliced and diced those 3 texts to create the Book of Mormon. And also a lot of regions, geographical regions in Salt Lake City are also, like, names of those regions are also in the Book of Mormon. So I'm assuming by this time he already left the United States and he went out of the United States jurisdiction and founded this Midwest area, Utah, right? Salt Lake City, right? And because of this, he bought up a bunch of land, him and his followers. They bought so much land, and to this day, Mormons have so much capital in the United States. It's actually insane. They have so much financial pool, so much financial, like, hierarchies and type shit. Like, it's really weird that a cult, basically a cult, has so much power politically, economically, geographically. Like, land is power, and Mormons got land. They got so much land. It's insane. So yeah, also they make a lot of money, I think, doing agriculture too. So that's another thing they do. Oh, and they make a lot of money from just slave labor, volunteer work. They get a lot of people to do a lot of their work for free because it's in the name of the Lord. You're doing the work of the Lord, so you're not going to get paid for it. And I think, of course, from tithes and offerings. I think they do 10% of your income. I don't think that's uncommon. But I think if you have such a large following of Mormons, that's a lot of money. And it is a pretty big group in modern day America. So, basically, Joseph Smith, the reason why he did this is because he wanted to have polygamy. He wanted to have multiple wives and have money. He just wanted money, and he just wanted wives. He had, I think, up to 40 different wives, and most of the wives were already married to other men. Like, what? Not only you a hoe, but goddamn, you trying to steal somebody else's girl? You trying to steal your fellow Mormon's girl? So he had all these wives. A lot of them were underage too. Like, we talking about 14 years old. And you may be thinking, like, that's just how it was back in the day. That's just how it was. No, the hell it wasn't. That was not how it was back in the day. You can look at Elvis Presley's story. Even when Elvis Presley was dating Priscilla, he still got the dirty looks because what you doing with that 13-year-old girl? It will always be frowned upon no matter what point in history, pedophilia. I don't care what nobody said. People be trying to normalize it in the past, which is weird because it's not normal. Even back in the day, that was like, Joseph, you sure this is the work of the Lord? You sure this is the work of the Lord? Having multiple wives and multiple children? I'm not sure if you had multiple children. I probably made that up, but still, you nasty. And how these women just gonna comply? Like, this some Charles Manson type shit. Like, nobody sees what I see. So that's a hot ass mess. Why the hell you got all these damn wives? Another thing that he put in the Book of Mormon, which really piqued my interest and really got me into this shit, the Mark of Cain, y'all. I didn't know what the Mark of Cain was. Mind you, I'm Baptist, so like I have some type of knowledge of religious texts, some type of knowledge of the Bible. I went to a theology, no, I lied. I went to a private Catholic university, and I took like 3 theology courses. So I know a pretty good some. I didn't really know nothing about the Mark of Cain besides what I know from Supernatural. If you know Supernatural, then you know when Dean became Dean Man because he had the Mark of Cain. It was the best season ever. Oh my God, gosh, I love that season. That was one of my favorite seasons of Supernatural of all time. Because Dean and Crowley working together. I mean, this is the season before, spoiler alert. This whole thing was a spoiler alert. But if you haven't watched Supernatural by now, baby, what you doing? Like, it been out for how many years? I think Supernatural came out a few years after I was born or something. I don't even know. But yeah, the mark came. So this is the mark when, for the first murder, God punished the brothers, Mark and Abel and Cain, or I don't even know their names. I forgot. But Cain. So he said, Joseph Smith done said, black people are evil, basically. They can't be pastors. They can't have no religious positions because their dark skin is an indicator that they suffer from the mark of Cain. The reason why black people exist is because they are the people that were punished by God and they have the mark of Cain. What the fuck? Like, what? Why would you just make that up out of nowhere? He used this to like justify slavery. He used this to like justify him not allowing no people to join a church. Like, and really up until recently, up until like the 80s, really, I think they try to dismantle these teachings, dismantle this ideology, because even in Salt Lake City, they was kind of talking about it in the show, saying like, yeah, like it has a really anti-black history. Honestly, if it started off anti-black, then the religion is just bullshit to begin with. Like, how it founded on white supremacy? Ain't that some shit? Like, what? So another thing about Mormons is a stereotype is that they're really, 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 really kind people. I never met a Mormon a day in my life. For some reason, I don't even know. Like, I thought Mormon people were like Jehovah's Witnesses. I thought they were the same thing because they have this thing where they come in pairs, just like Jehovah's Witnesses, but they're not. So, and I know Jehovah's Witnesses. So, like, I never had no, qualms with them. I never had no problems with them. Also, disclaimer, like, when I talk about people's religions, don't get butthurt for it because it's not that deep. Like, it's really not that deep. If you are an ex-Mormon, please tell your experience in the comments because I know that was really hard for you, because basically Mormonism infiltrates every aspect of your life. It's so insane how like involved it is and how hard it is to break away from it because all your friends and family are a part of it. It's literally like a cult, and it has so much trauma from it, so much religious trauma from the people who do escape. My mom, she did work with somebody back in the day who was Mormon. She's not Mormon anymore, but she was an extremely kind-hearted and sweet person. So this is something that they try to do to basically indoctrinate you. You know how they do for Chick-fil-A workers, how they train Chick-fil-A workers to have the best manners and the best customer service. They do the same thing with Mormons because that's how they get you. That's how they get you hooked. Like, it's really a fucking Ponzi scheme, y'all. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's insane. And my ass, out of all people, I would have got hooked. If I met a Mormon today and be like, you want to learn about the word of the Lord? I'd be like, yeah. Next thing you know, I'm going to the meetings. Next thing you know, I'm in the church. Next thing you know, I'm done. Like, it's so easy to get hooked, man. It's so easy. So really, like, when people talk about, oh, I would never join a cult. That's for the mentally weak. That's for the mentally weak. I mean, yeah, that's kind of true. But at the same time, most of us are mentally weak, y'all. Especially when we're young. Like, this is our most vulnerable time. Because everybody wants community. Everybody wants us somewhere where they feel safe, you know? And that's what they do. They make you feel that way. So anyways, let me tell you how Joseph Smith done died. I want to call him John because I don't know why, but Joseph, he living his best life, you know. He can't believe this shit working. This shit got so far. They done left. Now the country's a bit more developed, right? This is during a time where I don't even know, but this is during a time. And Joseph thinks, you know what? I'm tired of America persecuting us, ridiculing us, telling us what to do, because the American government did not like Mormons because they was weird. They were weird. And during this time, they're not the only extremist religious group. During this time, we had the Puritans, the Quakers, some other ones that are forgotten that nobody else. Also, did y'all know the Quakers have their own, like the Quakers oatmeal? Y'all know this is from the religious group. Like, did anyone know this? Just like Timu is owned by Scientology, y'all. Like, what is going on? Who knew that all this? Like, we be talking about the Vatican, we be talking about Catholicism, how dirty they did them, the Crusades, but we don't be talking about what be happening in our own backyard, y'all. They taking over. So, anyways, he tells the government, y'all can't treat us like this. We are a marginalized group. You can't do this to us no more. We are minorities. So I guess I get like some type of legal document that shows that Mormons are now minorities and they can't be persecuted or they can't face the same legal discrimination as they once did. And this really goes to their fucking head, right? So it goes to their head so much. These dumbass niggas done thought to do a whole rebellion. They try to start a whole civil war. I think it only lasted for 2 weeks, basically. But Joseph Smith, bitch ass, you incited that shit. That's an act of treason, nigga. You lost. That's why I get so confused when people wear the Confederacy, the Confederate flag. Like, how are you gonna represent that lost the war? That's treason. Do people not know what treason is? Clearly not, because look at January 6th. Like, people just do what they want to do and nobody cares. These people do what they want to do. These people do what they want to do. But if these people did it, oh no, it's a riot. Like, it don't make no sense. It really don't. But anyways, the government was like, yeah, you going to jail. You're a traitor to this country. They get him in custody. He escapes because I think he was so nice or something to one of the guards. And the guards basically Chick-fil-A'd his ass and got him out that goddamn cell. So a few weeks later, he ain't laying low. He still being dumb. He gets captured again. But this time when he tried to escape, he escapes out the back window and gets shot. Two to the chest. And when he dies, the last thing he say is, oh God, no, or God help me please, or no. How you gonna call on God's name when you done lied on him all these years? No, he ain't finna help you. Actually, he sent that man to get rid of you. Like, you don't get it. You not going to heaven or hell. We don't know where you going, but you ain't going now. You going, I don't even know, but you going somewhere. You going to Dante's Inferno, goddamn, because it don't make no sense. Speaking of heaven or hell, Mormons, they don't believe in that. They believe in like tiers. They believe in different tiers of the afterlife. And I guess that's like different. I think they have a celestial kingdom, a shadow realm or something, and something else. That shit right there don't even sound right to me. Already that don't sound right. So when you think about Mormons, just know like they having so much internal battle right here because they're learning a bunch of hoopla. They're learning a bunch of hoopla from this man who had just a knack for fiction writing and an overactive imagination, and he was probably, well, he's definitely a pedo, and what else? He just ain't shit. Y'all, like, this y'all king? This y'all king? And a lot of modern day Mormons don't really ascribe to half the shit that he was doing in the first place. So if y'all don't even align with his values, how do y'all align with the religion that he made up? It doesn't make any sense. Like, they literally, polygamy became illegal because of him. But nowadays in the Salt Lake City of Utah, like, I think they did this thing where polygamy isn't that bad of a offense. It's like just a slap on the wrist. So where you just get fined. Back in the day, like, you going to jail. So they still doing that shit up there. And I don't really think nothing exactly is wrong with polygamy, but I think a lot of people who were interested in that, I don't know. Maybe I don't really know much about that type of life, but what I have heard about Mormonism polygamy, it don't stem from good reasons. It stems from like weird cold sexual fetishes. So anyways, y'all, let's talk about this let's talk about something that's so crazy that when I first heard it, I didn't even like, what? I couldn't even fathom it. So, like Mormonism, of course, they don't believe in premarital sex. Like, if you have sex before marriage, that's like killing a goddamn newborn baby, right? So instead, they do these, like, especially the younger ones, the more, the modern ones, they do these, like, things to like bypass it. You remember that fucking skit, "Fuck me in the ass cause I love Jesus. The good Lord will want it that way. Give me that sweet sensation." That's literally what they do, but instead of anal, they do like this thing called ATM. So ATM is basically when the girl pull down her pants and then the boy basically like slides his dingling in between her butt cheeks until completion. That's it literally called ATM because you're swiping the penis like a credit card in between her butt cheeks. First of all, I know no white girls got no ass for that. I don't know no white girls that got no ass to do no ATM in the first damn place. That don't sound right. The second thing they do, which is so crazy to me, is soaking. Y'all can look this up on Urban Dictionary. I think soaking is a Mormon term. But anyways, basically like they just insert the dingling into the pocket and don't like thrust it or move it. They just keep it in there and like it soak in, you know? That sounds so stupid. That sounds so dumb. Like what? Just, I guess sex is like an actual act of like thrusting. So maybe, but that just sounds dumb and you're still having sex if you do that. I'm just letting you know. Because what? So anyways, they do stuff like that. And it's literally like, I guess all Christians could potentially do that. But these terms originated from Mormonism. So another thing about Mormonism, I think they have 13 articles or something. They have articles, kind of like commandments that they must follow. One of the articles literally states, let me see if I got it. Like, most of them are fine, but one of the articles stated that Mormons must live in America because, like, that's, like, the promised land or something. I may be misconstruing it, but, like, America is the place they're supposed to live. Like, Mormons have to live in Salt Lake City type shit. They have to live in that area. And it's, like, a safe haven for them because that's where it originated. And I think if a religion tells you a certain place that you have to live or have to be, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't, in America, do you have your passport? No, like out of all places, this ain't the promised land. This ain't the place to be. Now, if I start a religion, I damn sure don't want to be here. But to each his own. To each his own, y'all. Like, y'all, I was just too blown away by all this information. Like what be going on? Oh, another thing that's really, really weird, y'all. They're really secretive, but not in a secretive way as like Scientology, but like if you were invited to a Mormon wedding, you can't go inside the Mormon church because that ceremony is sacred. And it's like some Jeffrey Epstein type shit, but not to that extreme. Because ex-Mormons have just basically said they're just like doing regular Mormon stuff. It's nothing too crazy, but the fact that you can't even go into the temple if you're an outsider is kind of weird, and it's like unnecessarily exclusive, like unnecessarily, like, you know. Another thing, let me make sure I hit all the points because really, like, I'm just so shocked by this. I hope y'all learned something. If you have any other topics y'all want me to go over, let me know because I'm down for learning about stuff like this. And another thing. In the Mormon Bible, basically Joseph Smith lied about a bunch of stuff. So like, I guess the Mormon Bible takes place biblical times in North America, and it says that we had stuff back in the day that we actually didn't have, like chariots, domesticated horses, because apparently horses don't originate from North America. Let me see where horses originate from. So he lied on himself. He would say all these things were there during this time, and he even said steel, like the metal. And you know, do people not understand where steel come from? Like, how would y'all believe that? Anyways, where do horses originate from? Asia. So yeah, all these things, he lied on the Native Americans, saying the Native Americans were being punished by God. That's why they looked like that. Like, it was just racist for no reason, for real. So that's the story. That's all I got to say. Like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy your day.
Instead of complaining about anything, learn to be thankful for everything. Hashtag speaking from the heart. B. Fletcher.